In a FOX23 investigation, we're looking into major allegations of sexual abuse by a Wetumka coach and teacher towards kids, and their allegations that people at the school knew about the abuse and did not report it.
The man, who's also the former mayor, now faces multiple charges. Tulsa's investigative reporter Janna dug into this and found out the accusations of grooming and abuse of boys goes back decades.
Here's her investigation, Decades of Secrets.
In the two-lane town of Wetumka, home of the Chieftains, some former students now say the longtime coach, teacher, and athletic director Brent McGee had a well-kept secret.
How long did this stay hidden?
This has been going on for years.
Sheila Armstrong grew up here, raised her kids here, and now her nieces and nephews go to school here. She says everyone knew Brent.
He was very trusted. Everybody I knew trusted him, you know.
Did you trust him?
Yes.
At one point, Brent was the town's mayor. His wife was a school superintendent for years. They also owned the only fast food joint in town, the Dairy Queen.
We sat with him at games, you know. I mean, he's everywhere and in everything.
That abruptly changed in late August. Hughes County deputies arrested Brent McGee. It all went down right in front of his restaurant. You can see Brent was wearing his navy blue Dairy Queen t-shirt. The DA's office took these photos. Brent went to jail and was charged with 7 felony counts of child sexual abuse. But none of that happened until Noble High School teacher and coach Casey Yoakum spoke up about how he says Brent sexually abused him more than 30 years ago. He posted this on his Facebook page. I was molested while in high school by my high school soccer coach, Brent McGee. I want the word to get out because there are other boys that this happened to as well. Sheila says at first, people in Wetumka who saw the post didn't believe Casey, including her.
Everybody was like, well, who's this guy? We don't know this guy. You know, we've known Brent for years. He's a good guy. Nobody wanted to believe it. You know, this is a guy that's had multiple children in and out of his house.
What changed?
When the tape came out.
Casey wanted proof, so he arranged to meet up with Brent and recorded their conversation.
You know you molested me, and I've been taken advantage of, it hurts.
Casey sent that half-hour recording to the FBI and recently to me.
I apologize. It was right. It was done right. I was supposed to be the adult. I'm asking forgiveness. I'm asking you for forgiveness. I've had to ask God for forgiveness. If there's something not right, something wasn't clicking right in my head. And now you're a very, very successful, great man.
The arrogance that he displayed when I talked to him. He wasn't remorseful. He wasn't sympathetic.
Casey talked more about the sexual abuse on this podcast called Official Street Preachers.
I played college football. I played college soccer. I was as tough as what you thought could come around. And it happened to me. I was a combat medic, a fireman, and it happened to me.
Casey met Brent, his soccer coach, freshman year at Noble High School.
I would say the grooming on his part started then. He gained my trust. He gained my mom's trust.
Casey was raised by a single mom, and his dad wasn't in his life. Casey says Brent took advantage of that.
I have this perpetrator who is a coach and tells me all the time that he loves me. I'm the son he's never had.
Casey says for years he pushed away the truth and held it all in.
When you can't speak to whomever, you're scared to tell anybody. Well, you revert to drinking. You revert to using drugs. You find a way to live in life instead of taking your own life. Excuse me.
It eventually all came to the surface. He knew he had to expose Brent.
I knew I didn't feel like I was the only one, but if I was the only one, I was going to make sure everybody knew Brent McGee did this to me. It's the right thing to do.
Next we have Casey Yoko.
Last fall, Casey stood in front of the Oklahoma State School Board and told his story.
I was molested by Brent McGee for years.
Brent coached at Noble and then came to Wetumka in the late 90s. Casey told the board Brent should not be allowed to teach or coach kids anymore.
This has been hard. This is something you don't talk about as a male.
Casey asked the board to revoke both Brent's and his wife Donna's teaching certificates.
This guy was a coach in 93, 92, 91. I met him in 89. And just up until last year, he was still teaching and still coaching alt ed at Wetumka High School. His wife is a superintendent. He still runs the schools of Wetumka High School. She's been with him since I was a freshman in high school. She knows what's going on.
What do you think about Casey stepping forward?
I think he's absolutely one of the bravest people I know.
But would anyone listen? Coming up Thursday, just how far did Brent's alleged sexual abuse reach in the town of Wetumka? After Casey stepped forward, that encouraged more young men to share their own stories of unthinkable abuse. Hear what they have to say, and what school officials didn't do that some believe allowed the abuse to go on for years. See the second half of Decades of Secrets, Thursday at 5. In Wetumka, covering news that matters. Janna Clark, Fox 23 News.
Now, Donna has denied any knowledge of abuse allegations. Janna reached out to school officials and has not heard back.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to the conclusion of Janna's Fox 23 investigation, Decades of Secrets. Again, that is this Thursday at 5, right here on Fox 23.